Today, we are going to take a look at Gabor's Dress Me Up, the voluminous mid-length razor cut tapered end bob that I'm wearing. So stick with me. Hello, my name is Veronica, and I would like to thank you for joining me today on Spare Hair Love Affair, a channel that is intended to help you navigate the somewhat complex world of alternative hair. The piece I am wearing I purchased from tlwigs.com with my own funds. I am not being compensated for this review, and the opinions that are presented in this video are purely my own. However, I do encourage and invite you to make your wig purchases also from tlwigs.com. I have put the direct link for this company in the description box of this video. In addition, I would encourage you to check out the private Facebook group associated with TL Wigs, which is called TL Wigs Facebook Support, Inspiration, and Education Group. In that private Facebook group, you are not only going to be the first to find out about the weekly promotions and giveaways that are being provided on the commerce site of TL Wigs, but you would also have the opportunity to interact with folks who are probably going through some of the same experiences as you in your wig journey. And finally, I have included links for the two veteran wig reviewers for TL Wigs. Those are Tonya's Wig World as well as I Dream of Wigs. I have stated in some of my prior videos that I firmly believe if we were A, left to our own devices, or B, left to rely exclusively on manufacturer stock photos, that none of us would probably ever purchase a wig. So I encourage you to check out other reviewers' videos and make the most of the online information, reviews, and perspectives that are available to you. Just a little bit of quick background information on myself. This is my fourth video that I am making for YouTube. So I am desperately looking for feedback from those of you who are watching these videos. I did get some extremely helpful feedback from a few viewers who had indicated that the sound quality was absolutely abhorrent on some of my other videos. And so I've made some changes. I'm desperately hoping that the quality of the sound is improved. If somebody could please let me know if that is not the case in the comments, I would truly appreciate that. Back to just a little bit more personal information. I am currently wearing wigs because of medical hair loss caused by illness. And I'm a little late to the game in terms of discovering Gabor wigs as well as Raquel Welch wigs. And you might want to know, why is she even mentioning Raquel Welch in a Gabor video? Well, the reason is that both of those lines and both of those companies are made by the same manufacturer, and that is Hair You Wear. One of the reasons that I had especially shied away from Gabor wigs previously is that I really didn't find too many colors that I was especially fond of. But recently I did find some shades in the Raquel Welch Cool Tones collection that I really liked, because I do like ashy blonde colors. I don't look very good in warm tones with my complexion. And what I have noticed is, although they're not calling them cool tones in the Gabor line, there is incredible crossover and several shades that are identical from the Gabor line to the Raquel Welch line and vice versa. What I am wearing right now is GL 17/23SS, which is Shaded Iced Latte Macchiato. This is Gabor's version of Shaded Iced Latte Macchiato. Raquel Welch has the same color, Shaded Iced Latte Macchiato, with one slight difference. It is RL 17/23SS. I do have a Raquel Welch wig right here. It's a straight style, and I do apologize, I probably should have pulled a wavy one for you. But as you can see, these colors are essentially the same. I do not see difference. I think the roots are the same. I think the depth of dimension is the same, and I have been very happy. I think that these are very similar. And so I just wanted to make you aware of that. Not all of the wigs in Gabor's line do come in the same colors as Raquel Welch, but the one that I am wearing, Dress Me Up, does. And so I want to talk about this color just a little bit. It essentially is a base of a dark ash blonde, and then it is very, very heavily highlighted with neutral blonde, and it has some face framing highlights that kind of go all along the hairline, which allows those knots, I think, to be concealed a little bit more. She has some medium brown roots, and the color is very, very dimensional in my opinion. As far as what you can gather from a lighting perspective, right now I'm sitting in a room that only has natural light. It is not direct sunlight. I do not have overhead lights going. So hopefully that'll give you some idea of how the color is looking. But it is an extremely dimensional and beautiful color. I'm very, very happy with it. I do own several wigs in both the Raquel Welch line, and now I'm starting to pick up some in the Gabor line. But what I really truly like about this particular wig is that it has a wave pattern that I don't have in very many of my other wigs. It is not a barrel curl. It is not necessarily a beachy wave. The ends are somewhat crimped, which I think is kind of a modern edgy style. It really looks like something that you've done yourself. And I just kind of want to do a real quick 360 for you so that you are able to see what this looks like from all sides. I will give you dimensions in just a second if you're really into specs, but what I'm noticing is that just from a visual perspective, it really looks quite consistent. Although the back is a little bit shorter and the front is slightly angled, it really does appear to be somewhat consistent in length all the way around. And although visually it looks pretty consistent, the manufacturer specifications do give a little bit of variance. The front is identified as 12 inches. The sides are identified as 9 inches. A nape of 6 inches. Overall, we've got 13 inches going from the crown down. And this one is a little bit heavier. I actually had to do a conversion. It gave me 140 grams, which translates into 4.9 ounces. To be honest, it does not feel heavy. One of the features that I really truly enjoy with this is the extended lace front that is going from ear tab to ear tab, and I feel the coverage is pretty good. I'm hoping that you are able to see this. I think it's extremely natural. As I said previously, I have hair loss right now. My hair is pretty much buzzed. I have some areas of regrowth, and what I am wearing is a wig cap with a built-in wig grip. I do have the adjusters on this wig cinched in a decent amount. Both Gabor and Raquel Welch wigs, in my estimation, would fit average to large, I'm assuming. However, I am able to make them fit my petite average circumference. My circumference is just shy of 21¼ inches. Other personal dimensions that may help just in terms of understanding where this particular wig, Dress Me Up, may fall on you. I always kind of joke I have a 3-head instead of a 4-head, but my dimensions from my hairline to my chin are just barely 7 inches, and my neck is 4 inches. So that should give you some idea of where this is falling from a length perspective. But I am going to go ahead and I want to do one quick comparison for you, because there is only one other wig that I can think of that has a wave or curl pattern that is similar to this that I own, and I kind of want to show you that real quickly. I am a bit of a sucker for a mid-length wavy bob, And so I've got quite a few in my collection. As I was saying, there is one other style that I do feel like Dress Me Up is reminiscent of for me, and that would be Belle Tress's Stumptown. This is Belle Tress's Stumptown. I actually have never worn this one. This is in the color Tres Leches Blonde. But if you take a look at these ends, I think you will see that they are very similar to what I've got going here. It is that crimped pattern with kind of a razored tapered edge. I don't have any other pieces other than these two, and I'm sure there may be some out there, but this is all I've stumbled across. So if you are a fan of Belle Tress's Stumptown, I think that you would find Dress Me Up to be extremely similar. Two things that I would like to mention before I take this off and we take a look at the inside of this cap are permatease and density. I would consider this a light density, but a good bit of hair. I'm not quite sure how else to describe that. I'm very surprised that when I did the conversion, it weighed almost 5 ounces, because it really does not feel like that. We've got good coverage, but I don't know if you can tell, it is super easy to ear tuck. That is not a problem in the least. It's also fairly easy to put up. I'm going to see if I can do a little bit of styling for you here before I end this video, but it is nice. There is no permatease that I can feel. A very, very little bit. I take that back. God, not even really. Just a very, very tiny, tiny bit under the monofilament. And you'll see that this thing has a really interesting monofilament part that is very different from the majority of side monofilament parts that are fixed. And it kind of makes things interesting. But there is a tiny bit back here, and I think that is simply to make a little bit of shape. I'm not feeling anything on the sides except my wefts, and I don't feel anything at the nape. So let's go ahead and take a look at the inside of her. Okay, so taking a look at this cap. What I was saying is that we've got a really interesting, very, very interesting J shape, a J shape going in terms of this mono part. And what this actually does, in my opinion, is kind of take away that, I don't know what else to call it. It's like a Neanderthal bulge that sometimes you get with permatease when you have a fixed mono part. And this gets rid of that. It makes things look extremely natural, and I think that is very becoming, particularly with this wave pattern. It just looks like your skull. You don't have that cone head or that additional poof going. You also have your velvet covered ear tabs, which is kind of where you can see the start of your extended lace front, which is absolutely beautifully, beautifully done. Going into your second velvet lined ear tab. As you can see, you have open wefts that are on the sides and the back, and you have your Velcro adjusters in the back. As I stated, I have mine pulled in. They're not in the neutral position. I did have to pull those in order to get a secure fit. But this is what she looks like, and that mono part is so nice and deep. Just absolutely beautiful. What I'm surprised with is right here is where there should be some permatease, and to be honest with you, it is not extremely apparent when I had it on. Squeezing from this end, I kind of feel some. On my head, not so much. I hope this video has given you a little bit of a better idea of what Dress Me Up actually looks like. I do apologize, I'm not going to be able to do any outdoor shots or indirect sunlight because there isn't any. It has been raining for about 8 hours today. I haven't had a chance to wear her out and about yet, but I am really excited to have the opportunity to wear what I consider a pretty natural looking wig. And I would like to leave you with this. Remember, a glowing woman can help another woman glow and still remain lit. So lift each other up. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time on Spare Hair Love Affair. Bye.
Bye.